My friends, good morning. Happy Saturday to all of you, right, man? He is among us, huh? That's right. Jorge Jesus in Rio. Jorge Jesus is in Rio de Janeiro to watch Flamengo and Curitiba to hang out, right? But he'll watch Flamengo versus Curitiba from Flamengo's VIP box. That's going to be good, huh? The fans are going to sing ole, 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 viste, viste. There's no way around it, my brother. There's no way, but yeah, that's what Jardim said. He's also really loved over there in Monaco and everything. Wherever you're loved, you'll be well received. Yeah, so Jorge Jesus will definitely be well received. We got some footage early this morning. I don't know if it's from Guilherme or Flavio Flasuero. I think there's also this footage anyway. I received it, so credit where it's due. But anyway, just like he got it, I also received this footage. You guys are watching the footage of Jorge Jesus arriving, right? And he's accompanied and he's arriving at Galeon with his luggage and everything, but he's bringing a lot of luggage, huh? Yeah, he's bringing a lot of stuff, huh? Yeah, but the most important thing is that we're getting a visit and we're going to have Jorge Jesus there helping out, huh? Who knows, right? Giving some tips there at Flamengo to Guto, to Leonardo Jardim, giving his opinion about the signing, right? Talking to them about the defense, about lines and everything else. Yeah, but Jorge Jesus will be able to help Flamengo, right? And I talked to a source connected to the board and I asked, do you think there's any chance he could take over as technical director or as an assistant? Anything there with Jardim? No, there's no chance at all. There's no chance at all. But then I asked, not even to help out. The guy's a really good friend, and also he'll be there at the training center and everything. So in just a little while, there's Flamengo versus Curitiba at Maracanã. We'll bring you all the information. We show up like always. Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just joining, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and drop a like on the video. We're here, right? Brought to you by Esportiva Bet. In fact, man, we have some amazing odds for today, okay? Yeah, there's one that we managed to unlock for you guys that's amazing. Up to 50. I'm going to leave the QR code here on the screen. From the platform with our link, okay? Our link is also in the pinned comment for you to take advantage of and make sure, no, in the pinned comment, I'll already put the direct link to this one. Here, it's spectacular. Flamengo to win the game, Flamengo to win the game, and more than one goal in the first half, huh? This one is spectacular. Flamengo to win the game and more than one goal in the first half. Look, I'll show you here, okay? That's the one. Look, the odds are 3, okay? Remember to play responsibly. It's for people over 18 years old. It's entertainment, not an investment. Here it is. Flamengo to win the game and more than 0.5 goals in the first half, okay? It's an odds boost from Esportiva Bet. The game is starting soon, so it's for the first half, okay? There has to be a goal, and Flamengo has to win the game, okay? And you can place a bet, always remembering that it's just pocket change. That's why we set a limit here of up to 50 at most. Okay, guys? Yeah, so it's maxi stake for new users. If you're not a user yet, it's from the 20th to the 27th. All right? At midnight, anyone who became a user from the 27th on can already take advantage of it. Man, this is a fantastic opportunity. There's another one here that we added, which is Flamengo, more than 0.5 goals in the match. That one is also for new users, but also for those registered from the 27th on. Yeah, but here's the thing. Look, it's like, man, but then I'll only be able to bet one real, but it's just for fun. The idea is this. You turn it into 10, make it become 10, okay? Então, so Flamengo over 0.5 goals in the game. In other words, that one. I'll also put the link in the pinned comment. The first one was the one I mentioned, the second one, and then the Champions League ones, okay? These are today's links. Yeah, you have to take advantage because here's the thing. You're going to turn one reel into 10. Do you really think Flamengo won't score a goal the whole game? There's Pedro, there's everything. So it's a really good opportunity, okay? Flamengo over 0.5 in the game. So turn one real into 10 because it's the 10 times 1, my friends. The 10-1, take advantage, okay? Either go straight to our QR code here or you can use the links in the pinned comment, all right? Yeah, also, so we have really good odds here, okay? This is boosted odds too. PSG and Arsenal, both teams to score. Real, you can only bet one real, but it will turn into 17 because look, it's just 1.77, 1.77. The odds were boosted to 17, so yeah, one real becomes 17 rays, which is for in the Champions League final, both teams to score, okay? PSG and Arsenal, both teams to score, one real will turn into 17 rays. It's all here. I'll leave these 3 links there in the pinned comment. Just go for it, all right? Well, we were talking about the matter of Jorge Jesus, right? Yeah, for sure. Flamengo's fans are going to sing a lot. We know there will be fans who will welcome Jorge Jesus really, really well. I have no doubt about it, but let's talk about our coach, Leonardo Jardim, who is also a friend of Jorge Jesus, right? In an interview with the Portuguese newspaper Abola, Leonardo Jardim said that there are no long-term projects at Flamengo. Quote, they live off victories. But he said that, yeah, he said that in a nice way, delivering the news in a friendly manner, speaking well of Flamengo, okay? It's an intense club, and everyone knows its size in terms of Brazil, South America, and the world, a club that lives off victories. That's why there are no long-term projects. The projects are immediate. That's what we've tried from the beginning, to quickly show our work and competence, always playing to win. And also enjoyable soccer for Flamengo's fans who are demanding and like a dominant and energetic team, okay? So Leonardo Jardim, who will be leading Flamengo today, will actually be bringing you all the information about the upcoming game. Now, I just wanted to bring up here that Rice Simplicio just posted, right? She just posted Ancelotti confirming the situation. Look at that, huh? Look, Ancelotti is confirming the information she brought. It confirms the information from Rice Simplicio. It's about not cutting Neymar. Look at this. Let's see here. Let's see here. Look, let's go. Look, let's go.
About the call-up, we received a statement from Santos saying that the player had a minor issue, some swelling, and so we let Santos handle this matter until the 27th. The player was called up because the committee had to call him up, and then on the 27th, CBF takes charge of Neymar's problem, and we take charge. Neymar take charge. He was called because the and then on the 27th, CBF takes charge of Neymar. We take charge. Neymar take charge. He was called because the and then on the 27th, CBF takes charge of Neymar. And we take charge of Neymar. We take charge. He was called because the and then on the 27th, CBF takes charge of Neymar. We take charge of Neymar. We take charge of Neymar's problem too. To recover as soon as possible. He is working well. He is motivated. I hope he can recover. Soon, step by step, he will be with us. He will be with us until the day he recovers, when he can be available. We think he can recover, that he can recover for the first game of the World Cup. If he can't recover for the first game, he will recover for the second game. So we have no doubt that we are not going to change anyone.
Look, they're not going to cut anyone, no one. Tá? So they're making it clear, okay? Yeah, Ancelotti and the CBF are making it clear that they're not going to cut Neymar, right? It's important, man. That's important, right? Yeah, for us to know, because there was also this expectation about Pedro, and whether Neymar would be cut or not. I really hoped he would be called up, you know? I really hoped he would be called up. So Neymar, yeah, they're going to be patient and wait for him to get better. We're going to bring you the information about Flamengo's game, but it's important to say that we need to keep an eye on the refereeing, okay? We need to keep an eye on the refereeing and the intentions, okay? On the intentions of the CBF and STJD. Because, look, I want to talk about this here, okay? Paulinho was acquitted because of those gestures and all, which was supposed to be obscene. But to me, it's just whining to say that's obscene because that's a supporters group symbol. There was some provocation in front of the fans, but okay, I get it. And I said it was just whining, right? The issue is the double standards, okay? Yeah, there's room for interpretation, right? Depending on the circumstances. Yeah, that's the point, okay? Look, this is important for us to say. There was this girl here, look.
Is this obscene to you or not? Yesterday, a video went viral where I said that at the moment of celebration after the goal against Flamengo, Paulinho should have been sent off because of the way he celebrated. And then in the same video, I mentioned the exact same case, both about the celebration and also about the circumstance of the player going to celebrate in front of his own fans. And then I mentioned that the player in question was Paulo Sergio, a forward for Náutico. Paulo Sergio, he was sent off and then he was suspended. Keep that information. The only real difference is that Paulinho's case happened in the Brazilian Championship and Paulo Sergio's case in the Pernambuco Championship. But for those who don't know, all competitions follow the same rules of the CBJD. The Brazilian Championship answers to the STJD, while the state championships answer to the TJDs. Even though the courts are different and governed by the same code, consistency is expected when making decisions. And that was exactly my point. Paulinho's sending off has nothing to do with the team. Whether I hate or love another team, nothing. And after a lot of love in the comments on that last video, to put it mildly. However,
he was formally charged
to the STJD based on Article 258A, precisely from the CBJD, the Brazilian Code of Sports Justice. After all, as I said, there is a rule. And if there is a rule, that's what you expect. Consistency in decisions, period. And just to be clear, I also think soccer is getting boring. And just to be clear, I also think that this kind of celebration shouldn't be subject to punishment or expulsion.
That's it. Yeah. Where is it? Gio Marques Moura. Credit to her here. Gio Marques Moura. Yeah, Gio, perfect. Okay, you did really well. Yeah, it's important for us to point out that I'm totally against all this whining. I think players should have the right to joke around, to provoke and all that. I don't think it was an obscene gesture. But if you punish some for that, the little gas celebration, the exact same gesture, and not the Palmeiras player, you can't punish a Palmeiras player. Is that it? That's it, CBF. You can't. That's it, STJD. You can't punish them, but you can punish others. Carrascal gets a 3-game suspension. But that's fine. They're different situations. Then they never report Abel Ferreira for anything, ever. But Leonardo Jardim gets reported for saying the referee has a better record. He wasn't punished, he wasn't suspended, but he was reported. Yeah. And then, to top it off, we have this situation here. Check this out.
Stop everything you're doing. The message was sent by the CBF to the other clubs. No one can complain about Palmeiras. If you complain, you'll even get suspended. Man, it's obvious. Only those who want to ignore it don't see it. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. Brazon said it like this: when in doubt, it's always for them. That's all that was said. 4 games of suspension plus a 4,000 reais fine. What's that, man? What's that? The CBF isn't even trying to hide their favoritism towards Palmeiras. Attention! Yeah.
So, when in doubt, it always goes their way, my friends. Okay? When in doubt, it always goes their way. Brazon from Santos said, right, that the CBF, when in doubt, always makes the call in favor of Palmeiras, and he got suspended. Yeah, it's surreal, okay? It's surreal. That's exactly what you're hearing. It's surreal, okay? So I get really sad to see a tournament tainted like this, you know? With so many things going wrong. So many things going wrong. Man, I told you guys, it's the lack of consistency. The worst thing is the lack of consistency, okay? That's what makes me angry. The lack of standards. Yeah, it's complicated, my friends. Complicated. Look at this. To bring here all the information about the game. Remember that Flamengo posted again, okay? Flamengo posted again about the referees' games, right? Flavio Rodrigues de Souza and his team from São Paulo, okay? Flamengo posted, right? Showing even that he has a lot. Flamengo is fair, okay? Flamengo is fair. Flamengo posted showing that he refereed many of Flamengo's victories, okay? That he refereed many of Flamengo's victories. It's not Flamengo just exposing the bad side. No, Flamengo, showed precisely the last games, showing that he refereed all the recent games he officiated. Flamengo won. Flamengo went ahead and showed it. Flamengo is showing the reality. They're not targeting anyone, okay? They're not targeting anyone. Just like Flamengo didn't target former defender Pablo either, right? São Bernardo announced Pablo's contract termination, and he didn't play for the team for São Bernardo. He didn't play for São Bernardo. He signed in January and says goodbye a little over 5 months later without playing a single minute for the São Paulo club. The last match played by Pablo was in January 2025, still wearing Flamengo's jersey, okay? So, yeah, I saw a lot of people asking what happened to Pablo. I don't know either, okay? I don't know either. But of course, we can see it here, right? It's a strange situation. This is also happening over there in São Bernardo. Look, so today Flamengo are playing. Flamengo TV is broadcasting it abroad with video, okay? In Brazil, you have Sport TV Premier, right? Broadcasting. It's Flamengo's probable lineup. Rossi, Royal, Léo, Ortiz, Vitão and Ayrton, Lucas, Everton Araújo, Pulgar and Luiz Araújo, Samuel Lino, Bruno Henrique, Uozaú and Pedro, okay? There are several absences. Jorginho is injured, and all the other players are with their national teams. Probable lineup for Coritiba: Pedro Rangel, JP Sherman, Thiago Koser, Hassi and Bruno Melo. Thiago Santos, Sebastián Gómez, and Josué La Vega, keep an eye on him. Breno Lopez and Pedro Rocha, keep an eye on him too. Flamengo needs to stay alert, right? This is Coach Fernando Seabra's team, and they're playing really well. The referee, as I already mentioned, is Flavio Rodrigues de Souza from São Paulo. Almost the entire crew is from São Paulo, except for the VR, who's from Bahia. Assistants Daniel Paulo Zioli and Daniel Luis Marquez. And the VAR is Diego Pombo Lopez. That's it. That was all the information for you about this big match coming up soon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at Maracanã. Flamengo's schedule. Flamengo showed up, right? They show up at 11 in the morning. Yeah, lunch at noon, 12:50. Departure to the stadium, 2 o'clock. Expected arrival at Maracanã, 4 o'clock. And there are still plenty of tickets. Let's buy. Let's make sure we're at this big Mengão match. Right? Yeah, bringing this to you because with the end of the European season, Flamengo is already getting ready to welcome back 2 players who were loaned out to other clubs, okay? Yeah, the midfielder Ryan Lucas and the attacking midfielder Lohan should be reintegrated soon, okay? The first one, in turn, has already turned 20 and can no longer be part of the club's youth teams, right? The youth team that won the Under-20 Women's Championship yesterday, right? Under-20. It's Flamengo's Under-20 Women's Team champions against São Paulo, okay? Yeah, Ryan Lucas was on loan to Sporting Portugal's B team, played 22 matches, didn't score any goals, and provided 1 assist. He also played a match for Sporting's main team, okay? As for Lohan, he was with the Italian club Pisa. The midfielder played 10 games and scored a goal. So, the loans of Ryan Lucas and Lohan have come to an end. The players should be reintegrated soon, and both were considered great prospects for Flamengo, and Flamengo could still transfer them in the near future. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, enable notifications, like the video, and thanks for watching. Red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks.